Trying not to lose my shit. I'm just trying not to lose my shit.
Link in the description and join our Discord channel today. Go ahead and be part of a community with awesome events, awesome people, and awesome content creators alike. And go ahead and support all content creators that are available in the EHG community and TemGameBoyz Discord channel. Also subscribe to the EHG community and TemGameBoyz to get notifications for new videos and future streams that are going to be coming up soon. Thank you very much. And welcome to another episode of TemGameBoyz. Alright, it's me and Ribbon again today, so we're back with some more Astro Bot. Alright, so Ribbon, I know you were on multiple trips, so last time you were like here, we were just playing Astro Bot, different levels. So as I said, I'm probably going to test you on your knowledge on certain video games.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna see what we could do with that. Alright. But also, where did you go for a trip?
So I went to Sabasacon last weekend, and then this weekend I was following Horror Nights. I done some content for them. We actually had a great time. We met a lot of nerds. We met our waiter at Meetup, who was covered in anime tattoos. It was great. We did so he found me on social media, added me. I could give him a little slack because he wrote on my receipt, because I have a Shigaraki sticker. I love the debit card stickers. It's just, if you have the USA, you know, like every debit card looks the exact same. To differentiate like my bill pay account and my regular, I have stickers. And he wrote on my receipt, he was like, Twice is the best character. I said, I'm a little offended. You're wrong. I like Twice, but Shigaraki's the best character, and then Spinner, and then Fat Gum, and then we can talk about Twice. I do like Twice, but he's not the best. No offense to the Twice fans out there.
Yeah, as I said, my basic favorite character is either Bakugo or Deku. It's just like, I'm just stuck with like that one, or probably Red Riot. I would say.
Oh yeah, I've cosplayed as Bakugo and Future Level 4 for events. Ironically, Sabasacon was the first place I cosplayed Bakugo, but that was a few years ago.
Oh, okay.
I did the Halloween edition. It was the year that they came out with, you know, the Halloween that they did, the Red Riding Hood. And like Bakugo was the world. And it was funny because that was the first year that I did it there, but Sabasacon, if you don't know, is a very small con. It's the only one in West. Well, now West Virginia has 12 cons and stuff, but it's the first like actual con there. So let's go to Sabasacon. And
Look at what the monkeys
had nobody knew like my hero there. And then this year I saw so many people in my hero, and I'm like, why were you guys not here a few years ago?
So like anything of like conventions that I've heard recently is more of the length of the issues at TwitchCon.
Oh, I was watching some of that on the plane back, because I drove to Sabasacon, but I flew back from Orlando because I'm getting old. I couldn't do so it's like almost a 20-hour drive to one way to West Virginia. So I did 20 hours, went to con, and drove back. And then a couple days later, I had to go to Orlando, which would have been a 13-hour drive. So I flew that time, which, oh lord, I had to fly Spirit. The first couple flights were not bad. The first one was a direct. It was like 2.5 hours, right? And it was on one of the newer planes, not that bad. And I'm like, okay, so this isn't as bad as social media says, right? I'm thinking, oh, no big deal. And the second one, my flight home, though, was 2 flights. It was really weird because my first direct flight was 2.5 hours, but the one home was an hour on the first one, and then an hour layover, and then 3 hours on the second one. Oh gosh, I got on that second plane, I was like, oh, okay, now I see what people are talking about. I was on one of their older planes, and it was so crowded that this woman next to me was basically almost in my lap, like her knees, and she fell asleep and stuff. I could not sleep. That's why the jet lag hit me so hard, because I have anxiety for flights coming. All I could think about is, okay, we're in the air with like thousands of metal and shit, like, if I drop a piece of paper it falls, so like, how the fuck are we staying up, right?
Yeah, that's why I do Frontier instead, but like I heard Frontier can be just as bad.
I usually fly American or Delta, and because I don't fly very often, but there was no flight for when I needed it. It was the only one that flew where I was going. from where I was coming from and stuff that had flights the days I needed them. So I had no choice to feel Spirit. Also, I will admit, I was one of those people that wore like 3 layers of clothes because they want $70 for one suitcase each way. So each way is going to cost much. And I was like, I'd rather spend that on souvenirs and stuff. So I wore like 3 layers of clothes. It's only a 2-day trip, so we got there Friday, flew back this morning. So I was like, I'm not paying for a suitcase for a 2-day trip, so I just wore 3 layers of clothes. I looked like a hobo, but it was worth it. And I had an extra $140 to spend on souvenirs.
Yeah, that's very, very helpful, especially when you have all the money for the souvenirs on that.
There's also the Naruto ramen shop and the DBZ ramen shop in Orlando. We have a Naruto ramen here too, also in Texas. It's like 15 minutes from there.
You know, I live in the Orlando area.
Oh yeah, so you know that then. You
Yeah.
know that there's. It's funny. I have a friend that I've been mutual with for like 3 years and we've never got to meet in person because every time I fly to Orlando, he is currently sitting on a flight back to Orlando. He lives in Orlando. And he was flying back the same day that I was flying back home.
Yeah, Orlando is a very interesting town.
I go to Orlando for Universal, but I actually go home at it. Except for last year, they moved to a new building, and I was like, I'm gonna let y'all figure that out. Because if you've ever been to like a con that moves locations, sometimes it's a mess that first year getting adjusted. Like SebastiCon did that. They were in Charleston, and then moved to Huntington for like a decade, and then they moved back to Charleston a few years ago. I was there the first year. I did guesting the first year that they went back. But yeah, that first year is always like figuring out the bugs in a new location. So I skipped last year. I was like, let me let you guys figure that out. You know, let me see how this goes first. You figure out all the bugs in the new location before we switch. Have you been to all that?
I actually worked Paul Matt.
Nice.
Yeah, I worked Paul Matt on 2024.
So you got to see the new location. How did it go?
So I was in the orange convention area, the same one, and then it was like in a small area for that.
So it wasn't too bad, I'm guessing.
So when I worked there, the only thing that was bad was that I was there for like 12 hours and I wasn't doing shit because like there was really nothing to do.
I've contracted out for companies for Hallmat, so I've worked Hallmat but not the con itself, which a lot of people get confused when I mention that I'm working a con. I don't mean I'm working for the convention. I'll work for a company, like, you know, people you see that'll, they'll hire, for like vendors and shit like that, and panel, well not panels, Hallmat panels are you don't get paid for this, but, like booth work and stuff, so I know brain glitching from the jet lag still.
Yeah, I was doing you know, trying to get people like pointing out the registry for people. Like people did not know like what registry looked like or what it was supposed to be.
Yeah, because it's a massive con. Like I said, it was a new location, so that's another thing is it wouldn't be in the same spot because you're used to that little desk on the far side when you first. Especially if you're like Ubering or something, I've noticed all the Ubers and the old one would drop you off like on the complete other side of where registration was.
Yeah, it wasn't even that. It was also I was taking Uber every day for it, and it was stupid. And what sucked was
all that parking also fills up, so like.
No, I don't drive though. That's the thing.
Oh, okay. So, well, even if you did, you probably still end up taking Uber because. Lord, like we drove and we would every year we still end up having to Uber because parking, even though I have handicaps, sometimes if I get to the con early enough I was able to like get a handicap spot up front, but they have like the shuttles and stuff because it's so far is what they were doing for, like I said, I don't know the new location, but when it was in the World Center, that giant hotel convention center, the parking would be so far they'd have you park at these other places and they would shuttle you there.
Yeah, it's like the thing is, so with me, I ended up having to take Uber because I just said I don't drive. The thing is specifically with that is that I had to also be careful because of the simple part of I was close to getting Uber drivers a ticket. So their Uber takes them to a certain area where they're not supposed to be a part of. It's parking for Universal for staff.
Oh yeah, I saw a few horror stories about that. With the new location being close to Universal.
Yeah, and we were like, hey, this fucking sucks. Like, there's a way to do so, and there's a way to change shit around here.
Yeah.
So that's why I ended up saying that, you know, if I go to like Hallmat or do Hallmat this year, I most likely am gonna get a hotel over there and probably get it for free because I have a family member with the Disney Vacation Club. Yeah, so that's what happens, and that's like a 10-minute Uber away back and forth.
And if you don't, I will be at Hallmat this year, and I am a Premier member at Universal, so I get to park for free. And we're probably gonna park and go over from there this year.
Oh,
because the convention center that's at now, they had another con there, and we it wasn't like, it was a miniature con there that happened one time. We were at Universal, it was the middle of summer, and I showed some mutuals that had set up parent booths there, and it was like a free mini convention. It was for gaming. It was for like tabletop gaming. And we just went around to the vendor hall and we walked over from there. So,
hey,
if you're not able to get on location, I get free parking. So, like this year, now that it's at the Orange County, I'll be able to park for free and just walk over.
well, if you're able to pick me up, I could definitely go ahead and pay for your gas for that week. Or if anything,
I will probably end up working for a company for that. I've got a couple of contracts I'm looking at. Because that's what I do is I will work for a company for Hallmat. That way, we're already going to Universal. We go to Universal every Christmas time, so I will come in early and then work that, and then we'll go to Universal for that week, so my stuff's paid for.
Yeah, well, like, it's just like for me, like for Hallmat, because like mostly like I do your Hallmat. Universal I can't do because I get very sick on it. But it's just like mostly like if like anything for like Hallmat, like just to go to Hallmat, if I do need a possible pickup or something for that, I'll hit you up, and as I said, I'll offer to go ahead and pay for your gas for that week, even for Universal, wherever it has to be. It's just that like for me with that is like to do Uber back and forth, it is like $50.
Yeah, Uber is expensive. That's why we got a rental car while we were there. So we looked it up because, like I said, there were Halloween Horror Nights. Well, I didn't work for that. I was doing content while I was there, and we flew out, and I looked up how much Uber was going to be. It's only $40 a day, or sorry, $40 for 2 days. $40 for 2 days to get a rental car. It would have cost us like over $100 a day to Uber back and forth.
That would drive me insane.
We were right on International Drive right there. It was like a 5-minute drive.
Yeah, that would drive me insane. That's why like if someone goes to Hallmat, I just ask them like, hey, I'll pay for your gas. I'll pay for your gas.
Yeah, Uber is ridiculous. And like I said, it was $40 for us to have a rental car the whole weekend, which is less than like 1.5 Uber trips. And then like even well, they also gave me the tiniest car. I felt like a giant. I felt like I was driving on the ground because they gave me, it was like a Toyota Camry. It was like a blue. It was also bright blue, so you couldn't miss the car at these. And it was like so tiny. So the gas mileage was amazing. I think I spent maybe $10 on gas driving around town and back and forth, and then filling it up before I leave.
Oh my goodness, the Wawas around here, the gas is so great, and it's not even just that, it's also the snacks.
That's where we went, was Wawa. I have a friend that is from Pennsylvania originally, and that's where Wawa originated. And she, every time I come in, she's like, you have to get me Wawa coffee to bring back. So I have like bags of Wawa coffee.
Yeah.
Also, that we got free mac and cheese while in Orlando. The mac and cheese truck, I don't know if that's a normal thing that happens to you guys, because you're from the area, but they had like a mac and cheese truck set up from Kraft, and they were just giving out boxes of mac and cheese, and they just like gave us 3 boxes each as we walked by. I'm like, okay, I guess I'm flying back with boxes of mac and cheese.
And they have like a whole bunch of like areas, like sometimes they come give like energy drinks like certain things like free stuff that we have, like especially the latest one that we got with like a free energy drink was was like one that was like a mango or like a grapish one, and there was that. There was Red Bull. Red Bull sometimes gives us some free stuff, and especially there's a whole bunch of food trucks, whole bunch of them. And
So we went to the farmer's market. So we had some time on Sunday, so we went to the farmer's market. I got to try a lot of amazing food. They had real takoyami there. That was nice. But we go and we were like, oh, we have some extra time on Sunday before we go to the park, so let's go to the farmer's market. And they had like, I don't even know how many like vendor food trucks and like little booths they had set up. It was so many. And then it was right beside, like, as you were walking is where the Kraft mac and cheese was. It was just like set up by a Publix, which I've never seen a Publix in the middle of a downtown. I've never seen like a grocery store just like
hey, we're doing
randomly
gacha.
in the middle of downtown.
We're doing gacha right now. Look at this.
Oh wow! Oh, we did some gachas at Sebastocon. It was so cute. We got dice
Like if
and
you
like boba earrings.
like if you do go to Home Mat, I'll introduce you. Like I would definitely introduce you to some of the guys that I know there. Especially the people that the CDFL the creative group. You know, shout out to my boy Steve, man. He always be coming in with such good posters. I have some on my wall because they always give some great stuff. They always give good deals for the posters also.
I've got so many posters from I'm gonna start making more room because I love getting posters at cons. So my walls I've got like covered. It's so funny because downstairs is like my professional like adult not adult isn't dirty, but you know, like very normal looking house downstairs. And then as you start to go upstairs, I have like just posters all over the walls. A lot of people commented because it's such a funny contrast. I have like the very professional, normal adult looking area downstairs. Like I've got, you know, normal paintings, and then when you go upstairs towards the game room, it's just all anime posters and gaming posters.
Yeah, like for me, like it's so I got like a whole bunch of stuff when it comes to like the convention. I got something from a mug from one of the vendors that if you have the mug, and I think you pay $10, you get
the refills.
yeah, you get refills for free the whole day.
They did something like that at Hallmat, or not Hallmat, sorry, Sebastocon. They had like the root beer company, except for it was like different flavors of root beer. And
Wild Bills, that one. Yes, that was the one I got the mug from. I was like,
yeah, my friend got one at Sebastocon, and I'm just not a big root beer fan, but she got the mug. I think the mug itself was like $50 for her, and then it was like $10 a day or something to refill it all throughout the day.
I literally got the one that was the most delicious one. Oh, I don't got no more. I got no more money for gotcha. Yo, bro,
I love the like gimme hands, like.
Yo,
No,
give me some. Give me some. You got like at least like $11. It's 100 coins. I just need 11 coins, bro.
I love you trying to bribe the little robot.
Yeah, fucking then. He didn't want to give me shit, cheap bastard. No, but yeah, if we go together, I'm telling you right now, it's one of the coolest things there, and especially if we got it like, cause we are also close to the downtown Disney area.
Yeah, I love going to the Disney warehouse, the character warehouses.
Yeah, there's that, and then there's also Gideon's cookies.
Oh, I think I've stopped there before. Oh, I will be right back. I'll be right back.
No problem. So we're gonna go ahead and put our sponsor in really quick if that's the case. The EHG community and TemGameBoyz are now affiliates of Advanced. Advanced has amazing supplements that help you with gaming and even your everyday lifestyle. These products actually help you with things such as your focus, your hydration, your protein, your sleep, and much more. When I need to start content creating and making videos for my actual YouTube channel, I take a little bit of the cherry ice to make sure I can go ahead and keep focused at the task at hand. Did I also mention that these products are actually diabetic, gluten-free, keto-friendly, and vegan-friendly? I personally would recommend the cherry ice flavor. Use the promo code EHGTGB to get 10% off your purchase of Advanced products right now. Also, go ahead and sign up for the Advanced newspaper to get any type of updates and any type of news for brand new products coming out for Advanced. Thank you very much.
You couldn't hear that. My dog is super clean where I just got back.
That
tripped and fell over her.
No, I didn't hear that. You okay?
Thank goodness, yeah.
I want to make sure. You don't want to make.
I really hope nobody heard me yell from the background.
No, just don't want to have to like you getting hurt and then like all of a sudden I have to go ahead and push you around at home at.
Right? It's fine. I have a walker. It's fine. That's the funny thing is a lot of people don't realize I use mobility devices, and like you'll see me online where I'm usually just like sitting or like laying on something when I'm recording. Like I'll be leaning against the fence. And then they meet me in real life with a walker, and they're like, what the fuck, where did that come from? I'm like, oh yeah, this is my everyday. I mean, I try to schedule my injections for my spine right before cons. That way I don't have to use it the whole time, but sometimes I do still end up having to use it.
Oh, okay. May I ask, like, what are we talking about here with the issues, if I may ask? Like, what?
So when I was in the army, I got thrown flat over a wall, and so I have damage to my hips and pelvic area because it's shattered and then it didn't heal properly. But I also have a spinal injury from the army too.
Okay.
So
once again, thank you for your service.
I've worked my butt off. So, like every trial, every surgery, every thing. There was a point where they were like putting needles in my back and electrocuting me with them. Like I've done everything to like help my ability to get better. Originally they told me I was gonna need a wheelchair for like, but now I can walk independently, except for long distances for it to get to me. That's why I have to have a walker.
Oh, okay. I understand that. But no, I just wanted to make sure like everything was all good. That's why. Yeah,
I decorate. I usually decorate my walker to match. If I have to, like I said, sometimes I will schedule an injection right before. That way, with the I can never pronounce the name of the injection, but the injection they give me, I usually good for like a couple of weeks without having to use the walker. I just have to sit a little bit more. So usually I don't have to have it for. It's just if I can't schedule it right before the con is when I end up having to use the walker at the con.
Oh, okay. No, I just wanted to know about that, but so I know we mentioned the TwitchCon thing. You heard about that situation?
I've seen some of the videos on it, but I haven't heard the full story yet.
Okay, so it was TwitchCon. Of course, a lot of people canceled on TwitchCon, and rightfully so. And there's many reasons why people canceled on TwitchCon. And when this happened, everybody was like, okay, we get it now. A streamer called Emeru, which is a very famous streamer, was doing meet and greets. And while doing the meet and greets, of course, there were people online and everything. And while they were doing things online, and they were just waiting online, and one guy just goes up to the front without even waiting online, without even doing anything to, any type of way trying to wait online. And with that situation, he ended up going to the front and just say, just give me the whole thing, because he came from another area. But in the process of that, he tried to go ahead and go to Imru and just like kiss up all up on her neck.
Shit.
Yeah, and there was only one person that stopped, which was actually part of her camp. Like, so the people that came with her. Now, here's the bullshit. The bullshit that when she explained it, he wasn't allowed to go ahead and hire her own security, which he was willing to pay at least like $10,000 for good security.
Big deal. Let her hire her own, because security at events is shit at the time. No offense to security. I've got friends who work security at cons, but it's spread too thin.
No, but
it really is.
No, but here's the weird part about it. When they tried to explain it, and when she tried to go ahead and get the security involved with it, they made real funny jokes about what the fuck happened. So when that happened, in the process of that, they got to a point where, you know, Emeru found out about it. Emeru even made a call out about it.
Yeah.
And rightfully so. And what was weird about that whole situation, they caught the guy who ended up being a streamer of his own, and the only punishment that he got was 30 days banned on the platform.
God, seriously?
Yep. Yep, that's all that it was. And pisses me off because now, like, I was planning on being like, hey, you know, let me stream on Twitch again. Yeah, not gonna stream on Twitch again. Not gonna happen. It shows that a lot of conventions are very unsafe, and
I've done so many videos on that, like on con safety and shit, because there's, well, heck, I don't know if you saw my video about the pedophile that approached me at Sebasticon. Not even. We had
you might also want to say P3DO. I don't know how
yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I don't know how
Chomo,
it is on the platform.
So Chomo is a safe word.
Okay.
Chomo, he had a guy, I had done a panel on mental health and fandom, and I talked about internet safety and stuff, and there was a mom who was the sweetest woman ever. She is a mom. She admits that she was like a cheerleader and the popular kid growing up, and now her kids are nerds and really into gaming, and she wants to like prevent bullying and learn how to deal with that kind of stuff, because she's like, hey, I was the bully and now she's trying to do better. She was really sweet and very attentive. She was asking questions about things like Roblox and everything, and how to keep your kids safe in gaming and in cosplay and fandom and space, and I was helping her with this. Well, after the panel, she comes up and I'm like having a conversation with her, right? And I'm like showing her how to do like privacy settings and stuff, because a lot of this stuff, it's not that hard to set up the settings, but parents don't want to do it, or like watching stuff prior to your kids watching it, because even on kids' YouTube they sneak stuff in, right? There's some really bad stuff. That's something, if you're listening to this, you can deep dive that. There's so much on it. But
yeah.
Anyway, she's asking these questions, and we're just standing there, and this old man comes up, and he starts like bringing up random stuff, and my person who was doing the +1 for the panel was very confused. She was like, what? So she sends him over to me, and he starts talking, and he is like being really weird. I'm like, okay, maybe he's drunk or something, because people get drunk at cons. I'm like, it's not. It's like 2 in the afternoon, so I'm not sure why you're already drunk, but he's saying all this weird stuff, but then all of a sudden he starts telling us, just out in the open, and he had printed off a piece of paper, I put it on TikTok, he printed off the paper and gave it to us, that he was hasting out about his stories, these dirty stories he was writing about boys under the age of 13. And he says this to my face while I'm talking to this mom, and he's talking about like talking to kids online and shit, just openly admitting to it. And I had this moment where I was like, oh god, I'm going to jail. I'm going to jail. Luckily, I had a sticker that the Chomos make great fertilizer. I had an anti-pedophile sticker in my bag, and I like handed it to him. And he kind of took the hint of like, oh shit. Because in that moment, at first, we did not realize what he was, like I said, we thought he was just being weird. And then when he hands us the paper and starts telling us about these short stories that he writes about little boys under the age of 13, like these dirty stories, and about like how kids are more mature these days and all this shit, I was like, oh my god. I didn't know who was going to hit him first, me or the mom that was sitting there talking to me. So I found out, because I was like, why would he go to this panel where I'm talking about preventing people like him and safety tips? And I talked to a friend who does, I'm sure a lot of people have seen the creator takedowns where they set up predators online. Kind of like Chris Hansen, but now creators will do it too.
Yeah, like the ones at the VR chat and everything.
Yeah, I have well, also just meeting up online. Like they'll meet in Minecraft, Roblox, all that stuff. So, I have a friend that volunteers with their setups, and they were telling me that a lot of these guys, all those predators, I don't want to say guys, there's female predators too. I just did a video on that too, but a lot of these predators will now go to classes like that or learn what safety apps people are using to protect their kids so they can work around them. It was the audacity to come into my panel and do that, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to prison. Like, I'm so glad he walked away when he did, because I was sitting there like, oh gosh, I'm gonna hit this guy if he doesn't stop. Like, things are going on about like kids being more mature these days, and like you know, nothing, like basically trying to defend, you know, Chomo stuff, trying to defend that shit, and like it was so awkward to have somebody like to have the audacity to do that in the middle of a con, because like there's a lot of stuff that can happen at cons, but like you never expect that, you know.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
There's definitely a lot of con safety issues. I always talk about like con safety and stuff that a lot of people don't seem to be aware. They're like completely oblivious to what's going on around them. But to have somebody just come up and shit and be like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm over here writing stories about kids under 13 and like doing dirty stuff. Like, what is wrong with you?
And, you know, like he has guts to say that shit. Like someone being that blatantly close up with something like that. That's.
Because he even admitted he's been kicked out of other platforms for trying to put his stories on there because they don't support that stuff. And he's like, yeah, I'm not supported. Okay, you shouldn't be supported. You're a PDF, like, no.
PDF file.
Yeah, PDF file. Heck no.
Like people want to just make excuses for that shit. And it's like, oh, I'm not supporting. I'm like, no, we're not gonna support you.
Exactly.
Like, what do you expect? Like,
I can support you leaving the earth. Like,
yeah, it's like I hate when people come up with that idea and then thinking like, oh, like they are the victim. Like, no.
Exactly. There's a point where, and they've showed this in like shows and stuff before too, talking about they'll try to be like, oh, well, gay marriage 20 years ago wasn't accepted or what. But that is not the same thing.
That's not the same fucking thing. It's different because it's way different. Like freaking, like you go to a point.
Gay marriage is consensual adult.
Yeah.
But they try to make themselves out. I've even had them like bring up the interracial marriage. They're like, oh, interracial marriage wasn't legal till 100 years.
That doesn't mean shit.
What are you talking about?
Like I don't care. Like I don't do that. I'm like also I was like, oh well, also you know what, murder is still an illegal thing, but I'm willing to go to jail for that. Do you want to try that?
Right?
No, like
it's the audacity for me.
Yeah, like as I said, like that's gutsy, but then at one point it's like you're gonna go ahead and get your ass kicked for saying shit like that.
Exactly. Like you're saying this to a group. Like this mom was literally standing there just trying to, you know, help her children be safe, and you're coming up and like being the person she's trying to keep her kids away from.
Exactly. It's like that's something that like you know like people just like. A lot of people try to stay away from when it comes to cons, which obviously yes, reasonably so. Yeah. But like the con should be a place where people should enjoy certain things or like certain like fandoms. But there are certain people that ruin it. There's certain fandoms that ruin it. That's
literally where the word "plog" comes from. It's the people that ruin fandom space, gaming space, con space, retail work. Like anybody that ruins the space by doing stuff like that.
Yep. And what gets on my nerve is as I said, the audacity, like the actual audacity that somebody has the guts to say something like that.
Right? Just out in the open, and you're like, what? Like, I'm like, am I in the Twilight Zone? Is this fucking really? Like, he printed off papers of his website with his with his stories and everything. Like, yeah, AO3 and stuff on when he posts is this and that, and starts talking about Lolita, not the fashion, but the movie, like the Predator movie. And I'm like, wow, you're just saying this out in the open, aren't you, buddy?
Like, here's the thing. I would understand if you have a conversation about that because you're trying to study it, like in the sense like, oh, you're trying to go ahead and like do like forensic shit or do things like, oh, like, well, no, I actually seen this study as working as a cop or something like that, you know, and those aspects. But you know, like this guy is trying to make an excuse for doing these types of things.
Yeah, trying to get I'm like, good. Nobody should accept that.
Nobody at all. That shit is weird in my opinion. It's like, why would you ask for people to accept something that, one, it should not be accepted ever in any type of space? Like, to try to play the victim on that, it's very weird, especially with that type of instance. It's like you should not even try to play no type of victim card with anybody because you're not no victim. You're just
The fact that he watched that panel and then thought any of us were gonna have sympathy while we're teaching about taking away from people like him. Like, dude, what is on that you thought that was okay?
yeah, no, I don't know. Some people tend to be very, very weird. Like I think it was like that person that was stalking the voice of Jiro.
Yes, I did a video on that too. Yeah, because a lot of people are like, oh, well, they're autistic. No, that has nothing to do with it. I'm autistic. Plenty of people are autistic, and that's not an excuse for going to this guy's hotel room and stuff.
Yeah, it's not really an excuse in any type of manner at all. It's like something like that. Like regardless if you're autistic or not, that's not a reason to go ahead and get to a point where you're stalking someone. Because one,
and it makes the autistic community look bad. It makes us look like we're like, when you use that as an excuse, people think like, oh, that's like, no, that's not how the rest of us are. Like, that's not at all. They're just using that as an excuse.
Yeah, it's like in a sense, like if I'm trying to make an excuse for it, or like for like unaliving someone because of the simple fact that I have PTSD. It's like, no, that doesn't mean you have the right to hurt someone or murder someone. It's like, it's like gets to a point where people just do way too much, and then when they do way too much, they wonder why. Oh, you know what? Why you guys judge me? Oh my, yeah, you guys shouldn't judge me. Like, no, you definitely should.
Funny story about judging people. I went to get a gift for a friend in the 18+ area of the Sebasticon. There's like in the panel hall. Or friender hall. Sorry. There's like a little area where like you had to show ID, and it's like a tiny little thing, right? I even missed it the first like 3 times I walked by it because it's so well hidden. And you go in, and it was so funny. I was the only person with a vagina in there, and it was like all these like really incelly like dudes, and they were freaking out because I was in there. And I'm like, wow, it's kind of like everybody reads this stuff. It's fine. I was getting a gift for a friend. He's like really into the Monster Girl stuff, so I want to give him a book for his birthday. And it was just funny watching everybody's reaction. They were like, oh my gosh. They like, I don't know if they thought I was going to judge them, or they were just shocked that somebody without a wiener was in there.
Oh my god, there's a woman there? Like, how dare there be a woman here?
Right? They're like, oh my gosh. They were like so shocked, just all staring at me. It also stunk really bad in there.
Oh my god. You don't get it. Like I want, like, as I said, I'm gonna be the cult of the land leader, and then in one of my sermons I'm gonna talk about, you know, people needing to have need to wear
deodorant.
Yes.
Just shower at cons. Oh god, there's a reason. Unfortunately, Sebasticon does not have a hygiene rule like other places do.
That's still fucking disgusting. I don't give a shit about that. Alright, so Sebasticon needs to set that shit up to a point where, yeah.
They do. Like, Magic the Gathering tournaments even have it. And so do Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournaments and stuff, because it's so bad.
Yeah, because people can't freaking focus on games because of how you smell so fucking bad.
It's almost like a cheat code. They're like, it's sometimes people are like wondering if they're doing it on purpose. That way, you know, the opponent can't focus.
Oh, well, I'm pheromone maxing, so I can't...
Right? The pheromone maxing.
I hate that shit. Like, I would fight somebody for that. Like, it's like, so we have to suffer because you decide to smell like shit? Like, no, thank you. No, thank you.
Exactly.
No, thank you. No, because fucking, at least Patrick Star fucking goes ahead and freaking takes a shower. Your bitch ass needs to fucking take a shower on that shit, too. I'm so fucking... Right? Yeah, so fucking weird on that. Alright, guys.
If you can afford a con, you can afford a shower.
Exactly. That's just a simple thing with that. Alright, guys. We're going to go ahead and call this an episode. Definitely leave a like, leave a subscribe, turn on your notifications, hit that bell, and stay tuned for another episode of TemGameBoyz.
The abnormal is normal when sweatpants and messy hair become formal. I felt so normal.